Welcome everybody to this edition of Attention Talk Video. I'm your host, Attention Coach Jeff Copper, and I'm here with Dr. Jeffrey Katz.
How are you doing?
I'm doing very well. Welcome to the show.
Thank you very much.
Dr. Katz has a practice in Norfolk, Virginia, and works a lot with kids, and he's got some really great techniques to create kind of a safe space, an open environment, and what I believe are some great ideas that actually can get some kids to communicate, which is kind of a key. And one of them, I saw you present at the CHAD conference in 2012 in San Francisco, and one of them was on the introduction. Can you share that little little interchange that takes place?
Yeah, usually when I'm seeing kids the first time, they're brought in by their parents, and I'm sure they believe something's wrong. They certainly don't know who I am. So I want to make them comfortable, and I need to be able to connect with them, as you say. So one thing I usually say after we talked a little bit, I've talked to the parents, maybe I've had the kid trying to answer some questions. I say, oh, by the way, I think I maybe didn't introduce myself. Did I introduce myself? No? Oh, my name's Dr. Jeffrey Katz. You can call me Dr. Katz, Jeff, or Jeffrey. Just don't call me Sam.
And the Sam thing stands out?
Well, some of them are like, okay, and I say, well, it's not my name. And others will say, well, I'll say, well, they'll say, what do you mean? I'll say, well, it's not my name. And some of them immediately start saying Sam, because they're ADD, they start doing that. So then we have a good laugh. Or what's even more interesting is some kids, even if they don't say anything at that point, the next time they see me a week or two later, they'll come in and say, hi, Sam. They would never have remembered my name before that. So now I'm able to have fun with them.
Okay.
And it's broken the ice for them.
And that's, as I'm a coach, and in that spirit, it's really important to kind of get, diffuse the situation, make it playful, have them fun, make them feel safe, kind of connect with the way, and it's a great technique to me because it just stands out.
And I do it with teenagers too. And sometimes it sounds silly to them, but that's actually a part of what the connection is I can be silly. This is not that they're going to be here, and it's a terrible, terrible thing. Another thing that I do, because I do a lot of evaluation that usually involves some testing, I usually tell all the kids, I'm going to pull out my table, I point, I'm going to have a chair pulled up for you, and we'll do some work, and then we'll take a break. Do you like playing Uno? And that's what kids will say, I said, do you mind losing? And that's what some kids do, and others say no, and I said, that's great because I like to win. Or other kids will say, I don't like to lose, or I like to win. I said, well, then we'll have an issue here. But I let them know that we're going to do testing, but it's going to be fun. They'll have fun, and that the connection is really between me and them. It's not about the testing for them. It's that you and I can have a connection, and that we can spend time together, and it'll be a good time.
And this tip to me is a little subtle, but I have to tell you the story. Is I'm heavily involved in Boy Scouts, and there's a bunch of Scout Masters. Our kids are kind of graduations off, and we play poker every month. And the first time we got together, we go over
kids?
Just the adults.
Okay.
And we got together for the first one, and the Scoutmaster was this guy Larry, and he walks in and says, okay, everybody, ready to play, because it's his deal. The dealer gets to pick the game, and he pulls it out and goes, okay, we're going to play Larry Wins. It kind of catches you by surprise, but it creates this light, kind of hearted atmosphere, and it's a running joke every time you get up there. It's like, I'll come to the game if we get to play Jeff Wins, or whatever. And it's something that this tip to me is you're catching people by surprise on something, creating a moment of humor, and bringing that down so that you can get them to be safe. You can kind of connect with them, and I think that's the reason I want to do this. Is great tips.
And usually when the kids are coming in, like I say, they're not happy to be there. Either they don't want to be there, or they think something's wrong with them, and obviously something's not going right. And I also put into that first session that the kids don't have to do anything. The parents certainly are concerned. Usually at this point, I've had the kid indicate that they're not real happy with the way things are going, whether it's at home or at school. And what I talk about is it's my job to help figure out where the block is. I know what they want to do well. My job is to figure out what I don't want to say the problem, but where things aren't working for them. They don't have to do anything. That's my job. And I'm not going to tell them what to do. me, their parents, the teachers,
yep.
will make it right for them.
So I'm going to reframe that. What I think you hear you saying is when the kid walks in, you're saying I'm the one that's got to do the work here to unclose this. I just need your cooperation. The pressure's not on you to do this.
I don't even ask for the cooperation because, you know, I always talk to kids by themselves, and parents will say, well, he said he's not going to talk to you. I said, that's fine. You don't have to talk.
Yep.
You know, and I say to the kids, you don't have to say anything. I mean, you know, you don't have to do anything. My job is to go to figure it out, and you just be you. And I'll say that you just be you, and that's fine with me. Whatever you want to do is fine.
And again, from a coaching perspective, I look at these types of things in coach relationship. You're trying to create the safe environment so they can kind of open up. You're trying to take the pressure off, and these are just some simple techniques that Dr. Katz uses in his office. That I think that, you know, teachers can use this, other physicians can use this, and actually I think I'm going to grab some of these a little bit in my coaching practice.
Very good. I think it'd be great. Let you know.
Also, for our listeners out there, if you'd like to learn more about Dr. Katz, your website is
drjeffreykatz.com, which is drjeffreykatz.com.
And also, we did an interview with him on Attention Talk Radio, I believe it was in October of 2012, about educational evaluations. It was very informative, so if you would like to learn more, go look up our archives on that show. And so with that, Dr. Katz, thanks for coming on the show.
Thank you very much.
Take care.